Hello, everybody. There are people under a flash flood warning. I don't think there are any more tornadoes out yet. Now, if we go to the classic map, you can see that. Now, some people are under a special weather statement. The special weather statement says, hazard, wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour, nickel-sized hail. So if you are in that area around Withtra, Bin Lamon, Arkinda, Oak Grove, Bocoma, Silver Ridge, Moon, Caragordo, Geneva, Central, Shinwell, America, Provo, and Bellevue, and then West Otis and Browntown. If you are in there, you need to be prepared because there could be debris flying all around. Now, I am going to switch to the GFS model to explain some stuff in a minute. But right now, we're just watching the weather to see what's going on. Now, here is the main problem. Hold on, wait, let me stop this going. Alright, so there are violent tornadoes possible. Alright, so here's where, okay, so see where my mouse is? This is where a tornado or two is probably going to pop up here in just a second. Now, in this little bulge right here, it's going to come all the way from down here. Right there, that's where a tornado or supercell is probably going to pop up and start seeing some stuff. Now, we have storms all the way up in Kentucky. Now, if there's a line coming straight through there. So if you are in like Bowling Green and places around there, Rockport or stuff like that, then you're gonna want to have any type of cover or place to go if it does strike. Alright, now hold on, I think something just popped up. Yeah, a tornado warning has popped up. It was issued 2 minutes ago at 7:18. It is going to end at 8 o'clock. Now, it is rotating, so it hasn't touched down. That's good. But if it does touch down, make sure you get in a safe place. Now, there's a tornado warning for Central Hardin County in West Tennessee, Northwest McNairy County in West Tennessee, Southern Westchester County in West Tennessee, and more. Now, take cover now. Probably move into a basement or somewhere that'll keep you safe. But, yeah. Alright, now, this tornado, if it stays on the ground for long enough, Columbia in Tennessee or Mount Pleasant might be hit, like Linville, Etheridge could be hit if it stays on the ground long. Now there are some. Now Cincinnati is about to get hit. if you are in Cincinnati, you will have gusts up to 45 miles an hour in pea-sized hail. So the hail isn't that big. But if you are down by Madison, by Louisville, then you are going to have 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Now, there we go. Now that's a lot better. Now, meanwhile, while all these storms are going on, tomorrow is going to be the big day. There's supposed to be a 15% chance of tornadoes over by Arkansas. But this storm behind it, where my mouse cursor is bringing moisture up from there. It's going to connect over here, which is going to create a huge line of storms. The tornado, I do not think, has touched down at all yet. Hold on. Hello, there is currently a tornado on the ground. I mean, not on the ground, not yet. But if you are somewhere in central Hardin County in West Tennessee, northwestern McNairy County in West Tennessee, southwest Chester County in West Tennessee, then you might want to take cover. The tornado warning is not going to expire for 35 minutes or longer. It is currently moving east at 40 miles an hour. Now there is a huge line of storms forming over by Bowling Green and Cincinnati. And there are gusts up to 70, 80 miles an hour possible. Now there is going to be about hail 2 inches in diameter.
Interesting too, the rainfall rate between 1 to 2 inches. So moving forward, how high up on the list will flash flooding be for folks in Arkansas?
Yeah, so I think flash flooding for this kind of 2-day period, it's going to be a bigger concern for many Arkansans just because of already wet grounds. We saw a lot of rain this past week, and then even January saw quite a bit of rain above normal. And so those grounds are already wet across portions of central and southern Arkansas, and then northern Arkansas will get more of that rain tomorrow as well. So we went ahead and issued that flash flood warning just because we felt with the amount of rain that's already fallen, it was just kind of primed, you could say, for some flash flooding, roadways to become flooded and stuff like that. Tomorrow becomes more of a widespread flood problem for many Arkansans in central and northern
Now, while they're
Arkansas,
talking about tomorrow,
where we could
tomorrow's
see an
supposed to be
additional,
the worst
3, 4,
part of the
even
threat.
more possible.
So
Now,
Justin,
on the
let's,
3rd, it's
stay
going to
on the
be
topic of
moving
tomorrow
into
because
my
we've got a
area.
couple of commutes
The threats are
morning
low,
commute
but there
going
still is
evening
conditions
commute,
perfect
and there is
for
concern this is
tornadoes
going to be
and
a
strong
bigger,
winds and
more
hail.
widespread threat. Timing, I know it's difficult. Will the morning commute be a problem, or do you foresee it being more of a rush hour commute, let's say in the city of Arkansas? Because there's a couple of rounds of storms that we could perhaps be watching, multiple rounds throughout the day tomorrow.
Yeah, so I think what's probably going to happen is there will be some scattered, maybe
I think
lighter
there's a
showers
hook
that kind of hang
forming
around
somewhere.
some of the area during the overnight
There's a
hours
hook
into the morning,
forming
and that
right
could, of course,
over
impact
here.
some commute.
So if
A big
you are
question
in this
also is how
area,
much rain
be
falls now
prepared
that could
because there's
impact
a
our
hook
roadways for the
forming.
morning, or even some of the smaller towns maybe shut down some roadways. As we go into the evening tomorrow, though, that commute home looks to be very impactful. We already had quite a bit of an impactful commute here in Little Rock, as there were numerous accidents.
Now, if you are in
and some
Arkansas,
backed up traffic,
Kentucky,
for people trying to get
Texas, or
home.
Tennessee,
I
you will
expect
see
that
at
to be a
least
common theme tomorrow.
an
As
inch
we
of rain or
look towards those
above.
storms
Now, some
developing
places
in
are
the
going to
afternoon
see
hours
about
and
3 inches
persisting
of
into the
rain,
overnight hours.
but we are
the fact of
still
the matter
watching
is
it.
that the road is going to be the last place you want to be. Not only do you have the blinding rain potential here and those winds that could be quite ferocious, we have the threat of tornadoes, and a road is just such a dangerous, vulnerable position. So we always try to encourage, right, like you guys do, be somewhere safe, maybe go spend the night with someone who has a storm shelter, that sort of thing. Want to ask you too, because the National Weather Service relies very heavily on those radars, and we know that
Yeah, so it's definitely can happen. We've had it happen before where lightning strikes our radar. It's a high object, so it sits up higher than trees, and so lightning usually can hit it. We have a generator for the radar as well, so if there is power outage or something, then usually that will kick on and keep it going. But in the most extreme situations, what we thought could have happened today where we didn't have a radar here in central Arkansas, we can still rely on the Fort Smith radar, the Memphis radar, Springfield, Missouri, and Shreveport, Louisiana. We try to have a wide spread of radars across the country because we can't just rely on one in the instance that one does go down. It's not ideal, but we are trained to be able to look at other resources available to us. Some are
We have
more ideal than
extremely
others, but we can look
heavy
at satellite
rain.
that tells us kind of how cloud tops are looking, how cold they're reaching. And,
Now,
stuff
if
like
you
that.
are-
It's during the day when we have
If you
physical
are
satellite, which can
somewhere
show us
in
the level
Arkansas, you
of
could
the
see
storms,
about
which
17 to 18
more
inches of
frequently
rain per
for,
hour.
but
Now,
thankfully we can get our
22
radar back, and,
inches of
we
rain
don't
per
have to
hour.
hopefully worry
This
about
is
that
probably
during
going to
this
be
event.
a
Justin talked about some
record-breaking.
old school meteorology there. I mean, it's not always been the
rainfall.
case where we've had radar at our fingertips, but now that it is, we can't live
26
without it. Essentially,
inches of
Justin
rain.
Condry, meteorologist there at the National Weather Service in Little Rock. You guys stay safe. We'll be watching, of course, and keeping close tabs on Arkansas the next couple of days.
Thank you.
guys, we're going to continue to track this multi-day severe weather threat. Dangerous storms that we're already seeing bubble up in the south. And
$250 instantly. No late fees, interest, or credit checks.
Hurry back.
No guarantees. Diapers are so hard to find.
Get Empower Cash Advance up to $250 instantly. Download the Empower app today.
From the moment you wake up, you're on your feet. But for the 1 in 4 adults who suffer from bunions, every step may be painful. And if left untreated, bunions only get worse over time. With the old way of doing surgery, bunions often returned. Lapiplasty 3D Bunion Correction is changing that. Lapiplasty's innovative approach realigns your toe and secures the joint to fix the root cause. There are risks associated with surgery. Find a Lapiplasty surgeon today and learn more about the Lapiplasty procedure at lapiplasty.com.
Hey Jordan,
Yeah?
I have a little bit of salad left with chicken still on it. Do you want it?
No?
You said no?
Yeah, no.
You do not, or you do?
I don't.
Okay.
There might be 2 tornado warnings, but it is not showing up on my radar.
Right now, a Fox weather alert. Nearly 40 million people are in the strike zone. This for a multi-day severe weather threat. Destructive wind, very large hail, and even tornadoes are going to be possible these next few days. Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma, Mississippi, and Tennessee, some of the states that could get hit repeatedly by these very strong, if not severe storms. There's also that flood threat. We have a tornado warning right now, that in a portion of Tennessee, southwestern Tennessee. Really, this is a threat in 2 parts. Tonight, our most immediate concern is for the Arklatex region, and that's going to be where we see these storms continue to push on through in that severe weather threat. It is the bottom of the hour here on Fox Weather. I'm Stephen Morgan.
And I'm Marissa Torres. We do appreciate you joining us, especially if you happen to be joining from one of these not only storm fatigue areas, but areas that are going to be hit tonight as well as tomorrow with some very dangerous weather.
And I think what we have to keep in mind here, what's concerning these same areas that are seeing the storms tonight, the atmosphere is going to recharge.
Okay, so
tomorrow.
there's
This is
new
just a precursor. We
information.
had a leftover front,
There-
and it's just been hanging out over part of
It
Tennessee.
doesn't show
And so to see
that
these storms
the
this
tornado
evening
is down. It
develop,
still says it
that's
has
concerning,
indicated
but
rotation,
tomorrow
but
still
there
seems
is
to be the
still
main
a
event.
possible
Yeah, despite the
tornado
storms
that
tonight,
is
the atmosphere
inside,
isn't going to lose any of that juice or
there's
energy. And so we were talking to the National Weather Service out of
70%
Little Rock, and I
to
think Little Rock is one of
60%
the areas where
chance
it's
that
not
the
just
tornado
tonight,
has
guys. You have a
touchdown.
new storm system sweeping in tomorrow, so that's 2 back-to-back nights.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes people can let their guard down more easily with a back-to-back threat. So let's go ahead and kick it off with the radar. As Stephen mentioned, we do have 1 tornado warning at this time, and that's going to be over in Tennessee. But you'll notice as we even head in towards tomorrow, look at the increase in threat level. We go up to significant in places like Texarkana, Shreveport, in towards the Dallas area. But that is one of the higher level threats that we've seen so far this winter season. It doesn't happen all too often, which is why if you're seeing this and you live in these communities within that map there, you are taking it very seriously. You're anybody, again, highlighted from that possible threat into that likely threat, like Memphis over towards Beaumont and Houston and Austin. You need to pay attention, but really concerned, especially within this region where we are going to be seeing the potential for large, very large hail, tornadoes, and we're already seeing some of that activity tonight. So that would be day 2 of it, that you have to make maybe some adjustments to your plans throughout the day. Let's go ahead and take
are
it
probably
into
gonna
Tennessee
get
right
hit
now. For perspective, you have National
with
right
the
up
tornado.
here. You
So
go
if you
down
live in
I-40 into the
Columbia,
south. Here's Memphis as well, where Will
Tennessee,
Nunley is. So we're taking it off to the east.
you need to
This is going to be that
watch
tornado warning for
the
McNairy
weather out
County,
there,
Tennessee. And this is
'cause
going to last
the
for another
tornado
25
is
minutes.
heading
Now, they said, one of the things the National Weather Service says was, see how long it is? One of the reasons they extended out maybe a little bit further than they typically would is due to the speeds. These storms are moving these cells anywhere from 40 to 60 miles per hour, so they've been racing along. And you can see that area of rotation, as Stephen highlighted for us in Weather Command, right near Hebron.
Okay,
I'm
so
not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but I'm trying, guys. But if you live within this area, it looks like you have
by-
Route 64 here, blankets and pillows. A mattress is usually recommended. It's just hard to grab that in a quick and little amount of time. So Bethel Springs, as we march down the list, Bethel Springs over towards Selmer into Crump and Savannah by 7:19. But Bethel Springs, you're up first, and you're within that warning time. So that's where we want everybody to get to a safe spot. It looks like it is going to stay to the south of Nashville, but there is that potential, in fact. National Weather Service talking about the potential for yet another tornado watch extending further into Alabama and Tennessee. We'll watch for that one, but this is the tornado watch we do know that we have. This is until 10 o'clock Central Time, and this goes from Broken Bow, Texarkana, all the way over through Little Rock, Pine Bluff, Memphis, Tupelo, Columbus, into northern Mississippi. Also noticing you have a likely threat for flash flooding, which we're already seeing in Arkansas. That tornado possibility, large hail possibility, and damaging winds. You could get some wind gusts that are stronger than 70, 75 miles per hour, and that can cause damage. So the severe stats right now, we have that one tornado warning that we just talked about in Tennessee, flash flood warning that's coming out of Arkansas, and we have 7 severe thunderstorm warnings that are currently happening at this time. We'll continue to keep you posted. Stephen?
And if you do live, let's say, in Dallas, Texarkana, Arkansas, in the state of Mississippi, you'll need to be on alert again tomorrow. I mean, we're taking a view this evening, maybe some rain moving through Texarkana, Dallas. We saw some showers too, some heavy rain. But tomorrow's going to be the day that we need to watch for. It's really when this energy associated with an area of low pressure is going to move out of the Rockies, and as it develops, it's going to bring that severe potential. This is the highest threat that we have had, and it equals the threat that we saw just on Sunday, which was for parts of Oklahoma and Texas. And we knew what came out of that. We dealt with the tornado in Norman, Oklahoma, damage consistent with an EF2 tornado. We had incredible wind gusts with this storm, 114 miles per hour in Memphis, Texas. So a significant risk again tomorrow, and it includes just east of Dallas, right through the Arklatex region into northern Louisiana, which does include Shreveport, Louisiana. So a significant threat here, not a day where you want to let your guard down. Just be on alert. Tornadoes on the table, not just the low-end tornadoes, but EF2 or greater tornadoes. Strong, violent tornadoes, also a possibility in this hatched area, and that does include folks living in Little Rock, south into Hot Springs, Arkansas, Monroe, Louisiana, Shreveport. Dallas is also included in that threat, Tyler, Texas, too. And then we have the damaging wind component. These winds could be in excess of 75 miles per hour with some of these storms. And there is multiple threats here. We have the storms that will develop into the afternoon, and then we have evening storms. These also could produce hail, big-time hail. That core hail threat is going to be a little farther to the west, which includes North Texas, Dallas, Metroplex, right in the heart of that threat, and then south into Waco. A few of these storms that develop sort of out ahead of the main batch, that is where we could see that very large hail, perhaps 2 inches in diameter. So we work ahead in time. This is tomorrow morning. We've got showers moving through south of Dallas. Watch as those storms really ramp up. It almost happens a little too quick, but we could see some storms south of Dallas lift off to the north. Those would most
Now,
likely be associated with
by
the warm
7
front that's
o'clock
going to be
by
moving
me,
on
it's going to
through, and that
start
warm front
raining
is going to bring even
tomorrow.
more unstable air than we
But
already
I
have.
am
But out to the
moving
west,
to
and we're
a
looking west of Dallas here.
different
This is by 4 p.m. tomorrow.
radar,
We've got storms moving through. Look at Little
that
Rock, though.
one
We're
just
dealing with
does
some
not
rain.
like the
Rain
update.
moving through western Tennessee. And then this marches off to the
Okay,
east.
so
And this has all signs of a pretty nasty system that could push through late night. This is 1 o'clock Central Time. These storms still working through, and then some very heavy rain, even a little bit of snow on the backside. So, Marissa, that's the focus that we have, of course, wherever we look. If this were to be toward Shreveport, and you see those storms moving through, we've got a couple of rounds that we need to watch for really tomorrow.
So I'm
It just
on
continues
ABC
to
12
elevated risk
weather.
as we get closer into tomorrow. So not only that
Now,
severe threat that's targeting the south, we also have this flash flood risk that's associated with the storms. Let's go ahead and break that down as well as talk about Nashville. So Nashville, we are looking at, while you're dry for now, get ready because a lot of rain is headed your way. In fact, you always kind of look to the west to see what's coming in. And as we just pointed out, in southwest Tennessee, we had a tornado warning. Good news, that was allowed to expire, but now the National Weather Service out of Memphis talking about Hardeman County, which is right in the
Case of the
southwestern corner, where we could have a flood advisory because they're just
warning
continuing to see such
is
aggressive rainfall
about
rates and
to
training of these
expire.
showers and storms.
Like, it is
So flood alerts
completely
right now
gone
that
now.
you're noticing
So
extend
that tornado
away
threat
from
is gone.
Oklahoma in towards Arkansas, into Missouri, into Tennessee, and then you're noticing down into the northern part of Mississippi as well as Alabama. With the rain forecast, this is why. This shows you why we are having,
Now,
or why we're
let's
showing you the
go
flood
into the
concerns.
future radar.
You have areas that could see 3
Alright,
to
here we
5
go.
inches of rain, and that's going to extend out of Arkansas and then
Now,
into
look at
portions
this.
of Tennessee as well as Kentucky. That's
At
going to be the orange color, but that
2:15
yellow indicates a
a.m.
very wide area that could see 2 to 3
by
inches.
people
And
down
this is gonna
here
be,
by
again, in a
Arkansas and stuff are
relatively
still going to
short,
be getting
condensed
hit.
amount of time.
But by
So here's that flood
Knoxville
threat
at
as we head
2:15,
into
you are going to
Thursday
be
and
seeing,
Friday.
you are going to be
Notice
in
that
a
very likely
huge
threat highlighted
line
in
of
yellow there,
storms,
extending out of
including
Oklahoma. That front
Chattanooga,
doesn't go away, it just
Cleveland,
kind of stalls over the region,
Athens,
and then this next area of low pressure, a much stronger low
Newport,
and much more enhancement from the lower level jet.
Morristown,
This is going to be a powerful
and more.
system
And then
that
that
will
line
unleash
is going to
some
keep on
very
probably
dangerous storms
growing
potentially.
upwards.
And we also have to just
And it's
briefly
going to
talk
probably
about
come
this
into
winter
the areas
storm
of
alert,
Richmond
because we've got a
and
winter storm that's taking
and
shape,
places like that.
through parts of the Midwest, the Great Lakes,
Now,
Chicago,
it doesn't
and then
mean
also
that the threat
Buffalo,
has
New
died
York.
down.
We
There's still a
have the
possibility
potential
of
maybe
severe
getting in on
thunderstorms
some,
and tornadoes in here.
significant snow.
So it
maybe
is
still
still
a little
not
bit of
done,
uncertainty, but
and there's
let's
still
talk
going to be
generally here as this
a
low pressure
threat
begins to
tomorrow,
move through
too,
the
and
Midwest,
on
eventually the
the
Tennessee and Ohio
3rd.
River valleys. There's going to be some snow and also windy conditions. No surprise that we'll see the wind with this system.
Okay,
That's also
so
been the case.
the
Let's time this
tornado
out.
warning
We've got snow that could
is
maybe reach parts of
gone.
Oklahoma, but farther to the north, this is where those snow chances might be a little higher. Chicago,
The tornado
a possibility
warning
we
is
see initially some
gone.
snow, and then maybe
And
up
like they're
into
talking about right
Milwaukee.
there,
This low eventually skirts through
Chicago and places
Michigan,
like that
and then it'll
is
bring
going to
some
have
snow,
a huge.
arguably some even
Alright,
heavier snow to
it's
parts
going
of the
to have a
Northeast
lot of
and
snow.
New England. That's not until Friday and Saturday.
Alright,
But
we're
focus
going
in
to look
on
at the
Chicago up into
GFS
Milwaukee.
weather
The pink
model.
color on our legend shown up again. Maybe a half
We
a
are going
foot
to
worth
use
of
the
snow,
GFS
even into
weather
parts
model
of
to go into the
Michigan.
future a little
We've
bit
got
farther.
the lakes here still, and while they are still unfrozen partially,
Okay.
we could see maybe some lake enhancement. So if you like the snow, we might see a little bit once again through the Great Lakes. Also in the Northeast, New England, just wanting to hit on this fast, about a foot, maybe a foot and a half worth of snow through some of those highest elevations in Vermont and New Hampshire, the Green and
Alright,
White Mountains.
let's
Let's head
take
back
this
though to
into
the
the
upper
future.
Midwest. Milwaukee,
By
keeping a
the
pretty close eye on
second,
this winter storm.
there will
as
be
the
the
Brewer City
line
could see, some
down
heavy
by
snow the
here.
end of the week.
Yeah, so for the
Going
very
into
latest
places like
impacts of what the
Richmond,
storm could do in parts of
places like
Wisconsin,
that,
we do want to bring in Fox 6 Milwaukee
and more
meteorologist
places.
Tom Walks.
Now,
Tom,
on
I
the
saw that you had about 50
3rd is going
degrees
to be the
today
worst.
in Milwaukee, yet
That's what I meant.
somehow we find ourselves talking about snow
There's
again.
going to be a line
I
that
know,
will
I should be in
appear
shorts up here.
on
I
the
mean, when it's
radar.
50 this time of year, it's
Now,
shorts weather.
places
That's
like
for sure. Great to be with
Virginia
you
and
guys
stuff
again
is going to
tonight.
see
Stephen, Marissa,
a
it's been a
lot of
mild one
rain, maybe
up here today, but
possible
as you guys have been
thunderstorms.
talking about, that
North
snow
Carolina
is in
could
the
see a few
forecast for
thunderstorms.
the upper
Places
Midwest
like
as we head
those
towards the end of the week. And
could
I know, Steve,
see
you were just talking about the
thunderstorms.
area of low pressure,
Now,
that
the
storm
threat
track,
still
and
hasn't
you
gone
can
down.
see
There's
that
still
that's really going to be
possibility
critical
of
here when it comes to
strong
our
winds.
forecast here in the southern part
It's
of
going to be
Wisconsin,
very
because
humid
this storm is going to have a
and
narrow
stuff for
swath
tornadoes.
of
Now,
heavy snow associated with
let's
it. And
go to
Steve
severe
mentioned
weather
about 6
and
inches of
let's
snow, and
check
that's certainly a possibility, maybe even higher than that
supercell
in spots if we get that
composing.
lake enhancement or that wind coming in off of the lake. But there is
So
also
about
a sharp
the risk for
cutoff in the
supercells
snow
or how
on the
many
northern end.
supercells
So
there
if
could
that
be in
area of
your
low
area.
pressure tracks 50 miles farther south, which is not a huge distance, it
Alright.
could actually take the snow out of
On
Milwaukee
the
and put the
second,
heaviest snow closer to
there's
the
going to
Chicago
be
area.
a
So
lot of
we are
supercells down
literally
by
watching
Arkansas.
this storm
And
mile
on
by
the
mile
3rd,
for Friday,
places like
because it could make all the
Virginia,
difference between snow
North
and no snow around
Carolina,
here.
That low,
Georgia,
too, it's not even
Alabama,
quite
South
developed yet. Of course,
Carolina
the big event for the severe
are
weather in
going
the
to
south, it's
see
going to be tomorrow,
supercells
Tom. We
probably.
could talk more about the snow, but I guess we'll take a quick detour just for a minute, because I think your Twitter's been a little
And, yeah.
active, and really across the northern tier of the country.
The threat
Wisconsin
seems to be
saw
dying
some
down by
auroras
now.
on Sunday. We also saw them up in Canada, no surprise there. But in Wisconsin, what can you tell us about, did you see them?
Well, let me ask you guys this first. Have you guys ever gotten to see the Northern Lights?
That's a negative on both
No.
ends over here.
Yeah, just these pictures.
I'm telling you, I got to see it once when I was in high school, a very long time ago. And one of our viewers got to see it, and maybe a couple of them here in southeastern Wisconsin, kind of the right place at the right time. And you saw those pictures and videos out of Canada. Truly incredible if you've ever gotten to witness this. And it has to do with that solar storm, or the sun's energy. That energy coming into the Earth's atmosphere kind of excites the atoms
Alright,
in
the
our Earth's
threat has
atmosphere.
seemed to
And
die
depending on
down
both
a
altitude
little.
and what kind of gases
Not
get
that
excited excited
much,
from
but
that,
I'll
be it
keep
oxygen or nitrogen.
you
It
all
emits these
updated
photons or really cool
for the
colors
storm,
in
so
the
I'll probably
atmosphere,
go
and
live
we saw that
tomorrow
here in southeastern
or on the
Wisconsin the
3rd
other night.
to
I'm
whenever the
jealous. I
storm
wasn't able to
means.
see it, so I'm living
Anyways,
it through pictures
goodbye.
as we all
Y'all
are
have a
here
good day and
tonight.
stay safe
It
out
is
there.
truly incredible, guys, because it like dances
And
around. It is such a cool
goodbye.
sight.
It's truly mystical. My mother